Now, before we get started with the reports, I want to give a shout out to Mechanical Warhorse. I'm starting with my Saturday and Sunday games. They gave me a bunch of templates and different tokens and markers to use for the games. These are all incredible. Hopefully, you should be seeing a lot of them being used in my games for Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, I didn't have them for the Friday night games, but they were a sponsor for Brawler Bash, and they were fantastic. I highly recommend them to everybody out there. Okay, guys, here we are, Game 3 of the Doubles Tournament. Me and Malorian with double Orcs taking on Dark Elves and Empire. We'll be taking on Team Hodor. I know most of you guys have probably already watched this on Malorian's channel, but hopefully you'll watch this again and you get a different perspective and you'll enjoy it. Now, this scenario is kind of complicated. You're going to get 100 victory points for every character you kill, and you get an extra 100 if you kill one in a challenge, and this is to a maximum of 500. 250 if you keep your BSB alive. They're going to have two BSB, so that's going to be a little bit of advantage for them versus our one BSB. And then 250 if you capture more standards than your opponent. You also get 500 victory points if you keep your largest point cost unit or model above half at the end of the game. And then finally, you get the 50 victory points if you offer your opponent a tasty beverage at the end of the game. Now we're going through our army again. Again, I think this is a big advantage to us because they have two flyers and a lot of knights and demigryphs, so our war machine should be having a field day. We're going to be at a big magic disadvantage, but with two dispel scrolls, we should be able to shut down a lot of their magic, we're hoping. Here's a look at their army list. Again, this has been from memory because somehow I've lost all three lists from the doubles tournament, but I have all the ones, like I said, from the main tournament, so hopefully that'll be much clearer. But I know they had their generals on a Pegasus. I do not remember if they had a ward save or not. I know the noble on the peg that was their BSB had a 1 plus armor save. They had 14 witch elves for the dark elves, 10 crossbows with a banner, a big unit of 10 warlocks, and 4 repeater bolt throwers. That's going to be scary. That 1-2 combo there is going to be really scary. And then they have 5 shades. I'm not sure if they have great weapons or extra hand weapons. I can't really remember. The Empire, I think they barely had a legal list here. They only had like 3 drops. They have the BSB level 4, 11 Inner Circle Knights, 5 demigryphs, and a steam tank. Now you're going to see a lot more knights than 11 on the table. He accidentally placed more to start with, and I think during our first turn or his first turn, he realized he had too many knights. What you can see here in this picture, he has way too many knights here than he's supposed to. He realizes that I think in his turn, and he takes the extra 3. It's either 2 or 3 knights. He had too many off. So this is their deployment. Going across the table, the big demigryphs, knights in the middle. They're going long to try to hold off our doom divers. It helps a little bit. Steam tank sideways. You're not going to see it right here, but you'll see it in this next picture. Yeah, you can see it here. This is their big unit of warlocks. It's off to the side. There's not a lot we're going to be able to do to slow them down. Just hopefully maybe some wolf riders could try to slow them down. But with the Pegasus and the Dark Riders coming on our side, we're going to castle up a little bit to start off with. Here's a close-up of our deployment. We have some wolf riders on the other side of the dice you really don't see that we're hoping to try to slow down those big unit of warlocks. We also, for this scenario, you can vanguard 1 core unit or solo model, character model, at the start of the game. They're going to vanguard their BSB. We're going to vanguard Malorian's savages. Hopefully, because we're hoping that they can swing around and support us later on. Yeah, this is just a look at the vanguards on their side. I don't have a picture of our savages vanguarding, but this is their scouts and their 2 vanguards, and we can only vanguard our wolves up a little bit because of the 12-inch roll, so it's kind of hurting us for me to go right up to the warlocks. Yeah, and they vanguard their BSB here, and it's a little bit sideways. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming on the side here we're going to have to worry about later on. And like here you see our Vanguard, and you can see how animosity is starting to strike us already. The Savage Horde here is going to fail. And then our bunker and the Squig Herd is going to fail. So the whole center of our line is failing. Oh, that's terrible. That means we have to be a little bit less aggressive with the big other Savage Horde. So what can you say? Animosity. Now we have no magic because of animosity. This is after shooting, and I'm sure at this point he's taken the 2 or 3 models extra he had off the table. And this is what our shooting has done to him. We've taken a whole lot of knights out with Doom Divers, and we've done 3 wounds to the steam tank with our rock llamas. So we've had a pretty good start to shooting. We also, we also kill the Dark Elf General that's on the Pegasus, the noble. So this was a really good turn. And now we're thinking, oh, okay, we did all this the first turn. We can start concentrating on the BSB for them next turn, and kill more knights as well. Even though the knights right now are manageable. So this is the Desperate Alliance turn 1. They're going to start moving some things up. The steam tank is going to misfire, and it's not actually going to be able to move, so it's going to be stuck there. They'll move their shades up and their BSB up. No real charges. In Magic, they're going to go Soul Blight on our Squig Herd. That's not too big of a deal yet, because I don't think we wanted to charge them yet. And I think the spell that they have on their Knights units is the toughness one. So I think they're getting +2 toughness to their Knights. And we were just thinking about shooting the Pegasus anyway, so at this point that wasn't that big of a deal. And this is just a little quick picture showing how far up they've got their warlocks already. They're ready to start swinging around and really doing damage to us. And now our turn 2, we have more animosity disaster, and this is probably the very worst thing that could happen. We're ready to kill that Pegasus, and our Wolf Riders fail, and they're forced to charge. That's just like the worst case scenario. It's like you don't even think about that happening, and it always does. Now, because they have the toughness boost up and their main targets in combat, our shooting is not as good this turn. So basically this is just showing the combat, and we stick in the combat here. This is actually good because it's our turn. So they have a charge, a banner, and 1 wound. We did nothing. We did 3, and Malorian rolls a 3. So this is good for us. The trolls appear to hold back the demigryphs. Hopefully we'll be okay for another turn. And taking a look at their turn 2, you also notice that we did get a direct hit with a Doom Diver on their shades and killed all but 1. And you wish you could have got them all, but that's pretty good. So it looks like in their turn here, they've done some shooting with their repeater bolt throwers into the Squig Herd. They're trying to kill handlers, trying to get us to blow up while they're on our side. They're going to go ahead and charge the troll. It's not the flank of the troll. The troll vomit there was getting in the way, so I had to turn him sideways just to have it matched up good. At the end of their combat, we're going to stick again. They're going to kill another one. We're going to sneak a wound through. They're going to win. I think we would have been, I don't know if we were within 12 inches of the BSB, but no matter what, we still held. This is actually terrible. It's because you want to break now because it's their turn, so you want to shoot it to get on your turn. So these wolfriders just won't cooperate. And here's the fight here. We're the troll. They did 4 wounds to my trolls. See the 4 5s? I made all 4 of the regens. And then what is going to happen with my troll when I vomit back? Because they got a charge. All I got to do is vomit, do a wound, and it's going to be a tie. What's going to happen? Of course, I'm going to fail my wound roll, and I'm going to break and run away. I get away, and that's more amazing than you expected that troll, but all I had to do was roll a 3 or less, and it was going to be a tie combat, and I would have held those demigryphs up. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, well, I would like to hold the demigryphs up, but it's not that terrible because now we do have a prime target to shoot our war machines at. So we're going on turn 3, and we were having a discussion about what to do with the demogryphs, I figured they were a big threat, and we should just shoot everything at them. Malorian wanted to charge his squigs herds in there. I was a little bit worried because I wanted the squig herds to hold up the warlocks and everything. But we by the numbers, we should be able to go in there and just decimate these demogryphs. Unfortunately, that's not what happens. It's a gigantic whiff. We only do 2 wounds to the demogryphs. They blow, even after they blow us up, we do nothing more. It's just horrible that the squigs just failed horribly. And now, on their turn, we're going to get demogryphs to the flank. But I'm still, leadership 9 and crown of command. But another thing that's going to happen this turn, our bunker is going to fail animosity. So it's not there. You can see it's not there to support this savage horde. So, you know, we're in trouble. And that's just other parts of our turn here, and you can see the bunker had failed animosity. The troll rallies, and I wanted the troll to face this way because if we start going to our war machines, which is what I expected, I wanted to be able to countercharge with the troll. They finally do beat the wolf riders. The wolf riders get away, and they restrain pursuit. And I was just figuring they restrained pursuit because they wanted to charge their war machines, because if they, continued on, they would probably could have caught the wolves and then been ready to charge either the troll or the bunker. But that's not what they're going to do. So yeah, we're into turn 3, and you can already see this is a complete disaster for us. I had taken, we had also charged their witch elves, and their witch elves did 2 wounds to my war boss. You see here, there's 2 wounds to my war boss. Unbelievably, there's 2 wounds to my war boss with 4 up, 4 up. They're gonna charge the flank. I'm not gonna be able to make way with my general because they also had soul blight with irresistible force. So my savages are gonna be toughness 3. My war boss will be toughness 4. They'll be strength 6 charging. I'm gonna be, no armor save, Fort Ward because of their strength. Only 1 wound left. I can't afford to, make way with my general. And I 1 wound, he's dead. Then the most likely they might kill my Great Shaman 2. I'll be steadfast on 7 with no reroll. So I hold back. They're gonna kill my Great Shaman outright. We're only gonna do 1 wound to them. I'm still crown of command, steadfast, whatever, on a 9. I roll a 10. Oh god, I roll a 10. And because of animosity, I don't have the reroll. We don't have lucky 7s in the doubles tournament. I really wish we did. We don't. They're gonna chase. Luckily, I'm gonna get away. But it was a big disaster. And also on their turn here, they're gonna charge that BSB into the troll, kill the troll, and then overrun into my bunker here that has the BSB and Malorian's general and my other level 1. And the warlocks are going to charge into the war machine, destroy it, and go ahead and overrun to the next war machine, so that on their next turn they can try to do a double combat. So our turn 4, I failed to rally these biggins. I think I rolled a 10, and I forgot until I was looking at these pictures that I had a musician. I should have been rallying on a 10. I think I rolled a 6 and a 4, and I should have rallied. But I don't remember having the musician. I don't think I rolled an 11 or a 12. I think I remember rolling a 10 and being upset about the fact that I rolled 10s twice in a row. Maybe I rolled 11, 12. Maybe somebody else could tell me. There's 3 other people there. Maybe somebody else remembers. But either way, I keep fleeing. The only good thing here is when they countercharge me, I should be able to flee through the savages and still be on the table. But it's just terrible because I could have just rallied, reformed the face. I would have reformed the face of demogryphs and let the knights come in my flank if they were still alive. But you can see here, our shooting is going to completely destroy those knights and buff the characters, give us a ton of points. Also, our savages are going to charge the repeater crossbows, wipe them out, and then overrun into the first repeater crossbow bolt thrower, that they have. So we're actually getting some points, even though it's pretty bad. And also, since this is our turn, I think I used to challenge my level 1 Night Goblin Shaman at their BSB, and they just kill me, but they don't break. And so I think that's why the Warlocks were not in our flank yet for that combat, because they destroy another war machine, and I think it's going to be the next turn when they're going to come into the flank of this fight. and make it real dicey for us. So yeah, this is their turn 4, and they're gonna charge the savages, and lucky for us, because of the angle, we're gonna stay on the table. I think we're gonna stay on the table no matter what. Only way we would have went off the table is if we would have gone through that bolt thrower you see underneath that hill there, because we're over an inch past the savage horde here and the repeater bolt thrower that they're fighting. But so we're on the table by about an inch or so. So as long as I can rally, I'll be okay here. So we're looking more in their turn here. And this is a note because you can see that they move their repeater bolt thrower that was in front of the savages that the savages were going to run into next out of the way so that the savages don't have that to run into once they destroy that repeater bolt thrower they're fighting. And see, I think they're shooting at the fleeing horde of mine because we're getting 500 points for keeping them above half. And, they're in fourth place, we're in third place. So if they can take that 500 points away from us, even though they're not getting points from that, that actually helps them to try to get them to third place. So that makes sense. Plus, I'm also on a 6+ ward now because my Great Shaman's dead. Yeah, and down here now you see the Warlocks are in the flank. I have a challenge now, my BSB against their BSB. I sneak another wound through. She does not wound me at all, but the Warlocks really just start grinding in here. Luckily, I'm steadfast, 6 with a reroll, and we're able to stick. But it's going to be very scary. I mean, right now, I'm just hoping I can kill that BSB before we die, and that would be a win for us, I figure. So our turn 5, I'm able to rally our horde, and when Malorian destroyed the other repeater bolt thrower, he didn't run off the table. No, I think he did go off the table, and this is him coming back onto the table. That's right. This is him coming back onto the table. Um, what shooting we have left, we're trying to put it into the demogryphs, and you can see here, we got them to where they have one moon left on the third model. And yeah, I mean, all they really have is stuff to see combat these demogryphs and war machines. They had a shade that had fled from the squigs before we charged the demogryphs. I forgot about that. It was below 25%, so by this point it's off the table. So that's basically all they have, and all we have is war machines, our bunker, and these 2 savage hordes that are up here. So this is our turn 5, and you see at this point, on our turn 5, their BSB killed my BSB before I even could strike, even though it hadn't moved me to turn before. So we're destroyed, and between that turn and this turn, they've taken all the war machines out here. I don't know if we have any more machines left alive at this point. We might have a rock lobber or something off on the corner here. But yeah, we've been pretty decimated here on this side. And the worst thing is, this BSB is still alive of theirs with 1 wound, which is going to get them 200 victory points, which we also need to get, not just for trying to hope for us to get to second place, but to keep them from trying to pass us and get to third place. So this is our turn 6, and also I want to remember, I'm remembering now that they moved their repeater bolt thrower again to get out of the way of the savages, and so Malorian's been able to make the charge on Jimmergus because of that. He beats them, but he doesn't destroy them all, and he doesn't catch them, so they're below 25%. So they need double ones to rally, and we'll get half points for them. But again, we wanted to get full points for them just to try to, get more points. So now this is their turn 6. All along here, they've been shooting bolt throwers that hadn't been moving at my horde because they've got it below 50%, so to take the 500 points away from us. And now they need to get me down to below 25%. Also, maybe a panic test might make me run off the board. But even if I don't panic, if they can get me below 10 models, so they can get me 9 savages or less, they'll get 50%. So this is what they're doing. They're going to get me down, and this turn they're going to go up here, put a soul blight on my savage horde, and we're not able to stop it. Then they're going to shoot the 3 repeaters they have left. Even needing hard cover with some of them, they're going to actually get me down to 8 savages. Because I think at that point I only had 11 or maybe 12. So I only need to kill 2. Yeah, 2 to get me to 9, and they got me to 8. Which, it's not taking points away from us at this point, but it's giving points to them, which again, we're trying to avoid. And this is just a bigger, wider view here, and you can see here 8 savages in my general, and that's pretty much the game. And then we need to add it up and see how we did. So when we add this up, it's going to be a victory for the Dark Elves and Empire Alliance. They're only up though by 450, which is surprising, but it's mainly because those two big hordes we have and my general it was worth a whole lot of points. So and we killed a whole lot of their stuff. We wiped out the Knight unit, killed their general in BSB, both generals in BSBs. Well, they got half points for the other VSB. All they had left on the table was three repeat bolt throwers, the warlocks, half strength on the hag, and one demigriff that was fleeing that we were getting half points for. At some point, we killed that steam tank. I can't remember what killed it. It might have been the savages. It might have been shooting. But yeah, we didn't do too bad. And we talk about it. And we find out that we were about 1,500 points ahead of them to start this tournament. I mean, start this round. So there was a really big gap. We thought we had dropped to fourth. So it turns out, we should be third, depending on whether the next table somebody got a real big win. Um, they announced the things, and it turns out we are third place. So I want to thank Malorian for letting me have a look at the top tables here. Uh, the whole thinking behind this game was different when you're actually worrying about what points your opponent gets. Where in regular Brawler Bash, you only worry about the points you get. They had to try to take that 500 points away from us. You can't blame them for that. And they had to try to, we had to try to kill their BSB to take the 250 points away from them. So, yeah, I mean, it was a completely different mindset in this game than any other Brawler Bash game I played. And I want to thank Malorian for that because, a good partner is what gets you to do well in the doubles tournament. And I know in his report he blames, himself a lot for what happened, but it might have been a better idea to shoot at demogriffs, but by the numbers, those squigs should have went in there and took those demogriffs out. You honestly can't say that that was the deciding factor in the game because either way, we should have took those demogriffs out. I just think it was the failure of the savages on the Crown of Command. All the animosity. That's what held us back. I don't think we could have got first place anyway, but maybe if a few rolls went our way, we'd have got second. But I don't think any of that was Malorian's fault. I think it was because of him that I was able to get to third place, and I don't want him to think at all that you know we didn't get top honors because of him. We got third place because of him. There's no other way that we would have been top three. But anyway, I want to thank y'all for watching this. I want to thank Malorian for being my partner. If he's able to come next year and he wants to partner up again, it'd be real fun. Maybe we'll have a new Orc book then. Who knows? I hope you guys enjoy this. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you guys next time. I'll start my Brawler Bash reports for the main tournament. I'm going to have a grudge match round one with Sook Fox. I'll hit Skaven. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.